Hey everyone, this is Stephanie here with creatingwithin.com, and I wanted to make a quick short video to touch on the importance of the people you keep around. The company that you keep around is so crucial. So many of us have people around us that are not the best for us and do not contribute to us and do not add value to us. They don't inspire us, they don't support us. And sometimes even those people are our families. But even still, we have to be conscious of the energy we keep around, because energy is everything, and we are very easily influenced by energy, both on a conscious and subconscious level, whether we are aware of it or not aware of it. You know, if you think about it, it's very easy to be pulled down by negativity sometimes than it is to be pulled up by positivity. But if you look at it, if you think about it, if you're around a group of people or a person who is constantly negative and is always drama, or who always cause you to vomit on you all these issues and problems that they're having, how do you feel afterwards? Think about it. Would you usually feel drained? You feel like the life has just been sucked out of you, and that's because it literally has. People suck your energy, whether you know it or not. We are energy beings, our aura. We have an energy around us. We're constantly giving and receiving energy. And if you're not aware of your own energy, and if you're not harvesting and meditating and spending time doing the inner work and doing your spiritual stuff and taking care of your inner world, you're going to be bombarded by those energies a lot easier, and you're going to be affected by them, versus if you're more aware of it and you're doing what you need to do within your inner world. You won't be as affected, but you're still affected. And so I say all this because I just want to touch on the importance of be mindful of the people you keep around. Be mindful of the people that you spend time with. Who do you give your energy to? It's so important. I've learned a rule of thumb, and I say throughout my years, I'd rather be alone than to be in shitty company, because I prefer my own company. By myself, I am just fine entertaining myself than being around somebody who's negative or who just wants to put you down or is constantly complaining about how shitty life is, and they never want to do anything about it, no matter how many opportunities or how many times you listen to them and you give them advice. It's kind of like a cycle. You just see this person repeating the same mistakes over and over again, and then it's like kind of like they use you to come and vomit on you every time that they have a problem, but they don't actually want to grow or change. So I'm not saying, hey, because there's somebody negative in your life, walk away. However, I am saying that if you have someone in your life who's like this, who is somebody who you continually see them making the same mistakes over and over again, and they just love drama, quote unquote, because they always have a problem, but they're not really doing anything to change, that's where your red flag should go up and be like, okay, I love you, but I gotta love myself more, and I gotta put some distance. You don't have to tell them this, but this is like the internal talk that you have with yourself. You gotta put distance between people like that. If there are people in your life who do not want to grow and change, and you do, you want to grow, and hopefully you do. Hopefully you are a person who wants to grow and wants to expand and get in touch with the awesomeness that is you. Then you can't do that if you have people who are trying to pull you down. So be mindful of the people you keep around, and if you have to distance yourself, and if you have to not pick up that call, don't do it. It's better to be alone than to have people like that, because all that they do is take away from you. So if you have people like that, step one, start putting distance between you. Doesn't mean that you don't have to be there. Doesn't mean you need to shut them off completely. You just have to start putting distance. I'll give you an example. I love my mother. And no, I'm not putting distance between my mother. But for example, I've kind of trained my mother when she gets into her depressed modes, and my mother goes, through her ups and downs. She's in that age where, sometimes she goes in through these bad depressions and she's really negative. And there'll be times where, we're talking, I'll call her, and like the other day I had called her and I was like super excited about something, and I was sharing information with her because, she likes for me to talk and to be open with her. But her energy was just completely off, and I could tell like she was just depressed and like she was negative, and she kind of said a couple of things to kind of poke at me and get a reaction. And by now I know better. With all the inner work I've done, I know not to react, not to allow people like that to get the best of me, because I know that she's just depressed and she's just in pain, and she doesn't mean it. So what I did was, hey, listen, I love you, but I could see that you're not in a good place right now, and I'm going to let you go, and you can call me back when you're feeling better. And that's it. And so, which was crazy because, you know, I didn't give her a tone of voice. I just kind of was really honest with her and say, listen, you know, I just can't talk to you when you're like this. And within like 15 minutes, she sent me a text and was like, listen, I'm really sorry. You know, I am down, and I didn't mean to like bring my negativity. And this was one of the first times, and she has actually checked herself and was like, oh shit, like, I'm sorry, you know. And a lot of times, especially with parents, this is another topic, but since I'm saying this, I'm just gonna go into it real quick. A lot of times our parents can get the best of us because, of course, they're our parents and we have a lot of similarities. So usually they know how to hit those buttons, but you cannot allow them to react, because when you want to shift somebody, when you want somebody to better themselves, you can't play at their level. And so sometimes it's just as simple as walking away, and as simple as saying, hey, I'm not interacting in this type of energy exchange right now. So, you know, if you want to talk, if you want to communicate, take a step back, and when you are feeling better, come and talk to me. So that's the same thing for people in your life who are like that. People who are not so close, get rid of them, because it's very easy to be dragged down by negativity than it is to be around positive people. And as I see through my conversations and even in my women's group that I've been hosting and different things, I noticed that so many of us, and it's hard to find people who are supportive and have a loving and encouraging group. So if you don't have that kind of support, it's better to start eliminating the people that are not helping you and start seeking out people who are supportive, people who inspire you, who motivate you, who challenge you, who make you, who basically people who are going to make you be your better version. And that's even for relationships. You know, all your relationships in life, your friendships, your parents, your romantic relationships should be ones that are supportive, that are encouraging, that are inspiring, and that are going to take you to the next level. Of course, you need to do that for yourself as well, but you need to have that kind of even exchange of energy. And if you don't, spend some time with yourself. And as you do, you'll start seeing that you'll attract the right people. But anyways, I just wanted to touch on that subject and remind you that don't allow other people's dramas to get the best of you. You need to take control of your life and worry about yourself, and not allow them to kind of bring you into their own world. Because a lot of people are suffering, and yes, you should help and you should be there for people, but you cannot rescue or save anybody. Like, we're not here to save people from their stuff, because that's a lesson that I've learned in life. I am a caretaker at heart, and I've had to learn that lesson the hard way. I've always been that caretaker, whether it's been in my friendships and especially in romantic relationships. And I had to learn the hard way that you cannot change anyone. You cannot save anyone, and you can't force people to change, even if it's for their better. People have to want to change, and they have to want to do the work. And you can help them, you can guide them, but you can't do it at the expense of your own self-growth and your own peace of mind and sanity. So that's just a little encouragement and tip from my life lessons and things that I've learned and that I'm continuing learning. But yes, be mindful of the people you keep around, because there are a lot of energy vampires out there who just want to suck up your energy and leave you depleted. So find people who are inspirational, who motivate you, and who make you want to be the best version that you can possibly be. Signing off here and Creating Within, and I hope you have a wonderful evening. Until next time.